let him get this Crimea.
What?
No, it was a gay joke.
Oh yeah, United Russia. You're like a prime target. You're definitely, I think, more of a target than I am, for instance.
Not a prime target. Maybe grass isn't greener.
Yeah, especially painful to watch.
Smart enough to read.
It's a work in progress.
If you're thinking about all of this thing, they're lying to you.
No, they couldn't understand what it means.
You can't really explain to your child.
Yeah, I know, but like I was never into that.
But it's interesting.
Yeah.
So wait, where do you like? So you're old school in terms of like finding. People.
No, I don't know. I mean, it's just happened that like for some years, I mean, I was single for a bit and then I wasn't, and then after that it just kind of kept rolling like without dating apps. If you know what I mean, or like I always somehow managed. I managed, like it just things just happened, you know, and it just.
It's a good thing. I'm happy for you, really, because it's not a good place, to be honest. But no, I've never had a bad date from the dating apps, because I think in my experience, when you go to the date on some level where you already understand that it's pretty normal person, you know, and it's not like you get something.
I wouldn't know. I don't know. Yeah.
I think it's another thing for girls. Because there's, I think, a lot more creeps.
That's
guys.
what I've heard. Maybe we'll find out one day. Who knows? Yeah, maybe not.
We can do do a show. We need to do a reaction format, reacting to TikToks, and we need to do a dating show.
Invite the exes. Yeah.
No, like, have you ever seen these dating shows on YouTube? It's like very popular format where they, you basically pick like from 20 guys, you know, they are fighting for your.
I have better ways to spend my time. I don't know.
Oh my God. Okay. If you don't need cool guys, I'll take them from you. It's not a problem.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, why? You mean watching other people choosing guys or what?
Wait, what? No, it was a gay joke.
No, that I understood. No, but I didn't understand the whole concept, like of like YouTube guys.
It's like it's like a dating show from TV. I think it's a format like.
But you're just watching like other people getting together or something.
If you're watching this, don't you remember how popular dating shows were?
Yeah, I know, but like I was never into that. Really.
But it's interesting format, you know, and you are trying a lot of new things, so.
That's true. Yeah, if I did a podcast, why not participate in the doctor? Like we have a program here in the Netherlands. It's called like Boer zoekt vrouw. It's like a farmer is searching for a wife. So it's a very popular dating. It's a very popular dating.
More appropriate for you.
What?
Okay, how are you?
Start.
What's new? Did you have anything interesting? You said to me you didn't have anything interesting before podcast, so I am pushing you under the bus.
Yeah, exactly. You asked me if I have anything interesting to say, or if I have any questions about the outline, and I was like, well, I have one question. What are the life updates? What if I have no life updates? No, not really. I don't know. I'm just I'm preparing for teaching. I'm like stressing out of my mind as usual, like a couple of weeks before, because my public speaking anxiety never fully went away.
Yeah, what's new?
No, like it's most people actually say that when I'm speaking, they can't tell that I'm nervous. But yeah, usually when I start speaking, it kind of subsides. But like before, and especially before teaching, especially if I haven't done it for like a few months properly, a couple of weeks before are terrifying. So
I think
but
you
yes.
have this switch where you like when it's time to go, time to do the thing, you just
I mean,
switch
you
and
just do it, yeah. You
yeah,
just switch,
yeah,
but like,
you
yeah,
just
no.
go
But
to this mode.
waiting for it. You keep thinking, and you're like, oh, is it gonna be interesting? Is
Yeah,
it not gonna be
understandable.
interesting?
I
Is
think
it
it's
like
pretty
it's
normal.
this anxieties? Now, some people don't have that at all, but I don't know how it is to be those people. So, no. But otherwise, I have nothing too exciting to share at the
Okay,
moment. Yeah. Do
okay,
you?
okay. Well, I started doing more content. I tried challenge
I
myself.
saw. I
Yeah, I
saw.
try to
Yeah.
do like basically everything, just like every content you can make, you make it. So like, I'm doing some sort of a challenge. We'll see because I think that's one of my like biggest problems. I'm not doing things. I have a lot of like ideas, things I want to make, I want to try. This and that, but I don't do it. I just
Well, you seem to do a lot of things, so like I guess there is
it
even more that you're
seems
not
like that, but
doing. Yeah.
it's
Okay.
like 2 or 3% of what I want to do. So
I mean, good for you. Means you have
no,
a lot of ideas.
it's not
That's a
good.
good.
It's a lot of
It's good. It's better than having no ideas at all and
yeah,
just
but
sitting
you
and
have
just
to like make them into reality and into life.
Yeah, well, we're making one into reality. How long
Yeah,
have you been sitting
yes,
on this podcast idea for a while?
yes, we do. Yes, we
So,
do.
so you're welcome.
We
Yeah.
got banned again. Again, our
Again,
audio got banned. Yeah, but
where?
like no, how it was in previous
Like
time.
everywhere. Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. The same thing. The same thing happened. The same,
The same
basically.
music.
What? Yes, of course, because I don't use any other music in the podcast.
Yeah. So
Uh,
like
yeah, so absolutely.
signaling
The
to them
thing
that
I
didn't
was
help.
worrying about, and the thing I told them, I am worrying that will happen. That thing happened. So, but to be honest, they were much more. Um, like responsive, and they were more
Quicker at fixing it.
yeah, and they like told me immediately that okay, it's not even a question, like sorry. They told me sorry. They told me that they marked like everything to not to not make the same thing
Well,
the third time, but
maybe next time for third time is a charm. So
exactly,
yeah, yeah.
exactly. I'm hoping
So let's
for the
see.
same. Yeah,
Yeah.
but the support were much better than the first time, at least, and it was much like faster process. I think we were banned for like I don't know, like 4 or 5 hours, and
Yeah, that's not much.
yeah, it's not a big problem. What I was trying to say is we recording it a bit in advance, but I think because I want to like have a one basically day of the week for publishing, and we are going to publish it in the next Tuesday, and next Tuesday
Next
is
Tuesday,
24th.
24th of February. Yeah.
Yep, 24th of February, and if you're not Russian, I think, and or Ukrainian
Or Ukrainian.
yeah,
More
or
so.
I think it's for the
Well,
whole
maybe yeah,
post-Soviet.
Eastern, yeah, post-Soviet kind of bloc, and
Yeah.
any countries that are bordering with Russia or have been
Yeah.
under the
So
influence of Russia at some
maybe it's
point.
not
Yeah.
ringing a bell for you, but for us, it's like a date that basically I think you can't really erase.
No,
Uh,
it's really like it kind of I think it really divides the life for like before and after that, or for me at least it does for sure. Yeah.
do you remember like where were you in
Yeah.
22nd?
Yeah, no, I remember I mean, I don't think that's something that I will ever, like, forget because it's, I mean, obviously, like already in the days like before, like it was kind of like lingering like in the air and stuff. So I was checking like the news more and all of that. And I was here. I was in the Netherlands. I was in the first year of my PhD. I was taking like a course at the time, like in Utrecht. So I woke up like quite early because I needed to take the train to Utrecht. And then I, got up, like brushed my teeth. Like I didn't look at my phone like immediately. And then right before I was about to get out of the house, I took my phone and then I saw a message from my mom where she just said like, yeah, like what everybody was saying like wouldn't happen happened. And then I just opened the news and I saw like, all of that rolling in, like the first news about like at that point, like not much was clear, right? But like it was clear that, okay, the invasion has started, the bombing has started. And I just, I don't know. It was like a complete shock. Like immediately my partner at the time, he was still sleeping and I just kind of opened like the door into the bedroom and I was like, it has started, essentially. And I mean, he also got up, but then I went because I didn't know what to do. Like I just felt like, okay, I need to. I texted to my relatives, in Ukraine immediately, but I was like, okay, I can't just keep like standing here like at home. I need to keep moving. I need to like keep doing so. So I did go to that course or whatnot. I needed to do a presentation there, but then I went. I obviously couldn't concentrate on anything, so I asked to go first. Like all the way on the train, I was on the news. I was on the messaging with family, like messaging with my cousin who was like in Kiev at the time. Messaging to my family like in Chernihiv, which is like a city not far away from Kiev, where most of my family like comes from or lives. Like the relatives that I have, they're either in Kiev or there. I don't know. And then just because like I asked to like be done with the presentation, and then I asked to leave early because I found out that there were some people gathering on the Dam Square, like in Amsterdam, to just kind of like stand there. And I just felt like I need to do something, so I went there. It was only like maybe like 20 people max because the weather was terrible. It was like raining, it was windy, like, and it was just the first day, the first hours after it happened, so nobody really gathered any. Like I don't know. There were not a lot of people, but it gave me a feeling of what okay, at least I did something, before I went. But the next days it was just like a blur of being like 24/7 almost on my phone, either looking at the news or like trying to share like something useful or being in touch with family, basically. How was it for you? You were in Russia, right, when it started?
Yeah.
What happened?
That wasn't the biggest problem. The biggest problem, I think, for me, like on the exact moment, was that I wasn't sleeping when this whole thing started. Because I was having like it was like a game night with my friends from Canada. I don't remember if we were like still like gaming or we just hanging out on Discord, but we were like talking, and they told me that they got a news that the bombings started, and I was still like like telling them, come on, like not the bombings, because
denial.
it was a denial like until I don't know. I think it was a denial even like the first days after it's
Really?
already started. Yeah, because I remember talking with like with friends in Kiev, even when they already like had Russians had an army very like nearly, I don't know, nearby like 50 kilometers from Kiev or something.
Yeah, they got
something
very
like this.
close very quickly.
Yeah. And I remember even in this moment I was talking with them, and they were like, "Oh, I hope they are not going to start like full bombing of like civil buildings and stuff, and I was like, oh come on, like why would they, and all of this, and I don't know how it works. I think it's just a human nature.
Maybe. I don't. Yeah, like I think so. I mean, like the first reaction, but like I don't know. I didn't. Like once it started. Like I did not have that like denial
No, I think
moment, but it's.
the biggest switch I had was 2 days before. It was on the 22nd when Putin was doing like
Oh, this
this.
not press conference, but this like
Yeah,
address, right?
yeah, the
where
address.
he announced that like
Yeah.
Donetsk and
Yeah,
are part.
my mom told me, because I lived with her at this point, because I moved out of my rented apartments, because we had I had COVID and all of this stuff, and it was much better living with my mom. And I remember first, like she told me on the 22nd, she told me that I looked like a dead man, in terms of like I was completely. You can say I was shocked, because again, I was, when I was in Russia and afterwards, I was constantly like in the. In the bubbles with the journalists, with some even like politicians and like activists, and okay, we've had like few people who was telling like, okay, we need to get this seriously. We need to think about all of this. We need to
Yeah, but most of the
consider it.
people kind of didn't believe it
Most
would
of the people, and I
happen.
was one of
Yeah.
these people, because it wasn't a logical thing, and
No.
you're always thinking about why do they basically do that, because there was no logical way to do this.
No, I know. No, it was not like a. It was like you're kind of like shooting yourself in the foot in a way. And you're
Exactly, like
yeah, you're.
the
I don't
Crimea
know, like.
was the other, like it was a completely different thing, because
I mean, yeah, it was still completely like outrageous and
no, it
illegal,
was
but
outrageous,
it
but
was yeah, but it was different in the logic of like these people that did it in the first. Like
I
here,
think we
yeah,
were
no, there is no
together
kind of.
at this point
Yeah, we
when
were
Crimea
together.
happened.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
and
watched it happening together actually. Yeah, I
yeah,
remember.
yeah, and we had basically the same reaction.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Uh,
I was unfortunately not sleeping, and I wasn't sleeping for the next, I think, like 20, more maybe 30 like hours after this, because I couldn't sleep really, and the problem was I needed to talk with someone, but I didn't want to wake up my mom because one thing is your partner, another thing is like you don't want
yeah,
to.
no.
Yeah, and because I know she would be thinking about this too, and it's not going to be healthy for her, so why do I do this? And fortunately, I've had like a friend who also wasn't sleeping, and we started like texting. Because again, I really love my friends with whom I had like a game night, but uh, it's not the same because
No, they couldn't understand what it
yeah
means, kind
they
of,
they
or
couldn't understand, and it's not hitting them this hard as it was hitting when you have like friends there, when you have like when you basically like was thinking about this for years, because
no, exactly. No, when you have a personal bond with that, like, and you
yeah,
have like people
yeah,
there and family or friends or no, and I don't know, like in the days before, like 22nd also was a turning point. I remember like that it's really but
yeah.
still like the weeks before that, I started like calling with my cousin who like again at the time she lived in Ukraine, in Kiev, and we started calling like much more. We didn't have this habit, we were always like close on good terms, but we never really like in the last years had a habit of calling, and here suddenly we were like, calling every few days before it happened. And she was, and we were joking, and she was also saying, like, nah, like he's just like probably scaring, trying to show everybody who is like a big boss. But at the same time, she was also saying like, that her parents, so like my kind of aunt and uncle, like in Chernihiv, she was like, yeah, they already told me. She said like, that if something starts, I shouldn't go back for them. I should just leave the country. And they will kind of hide in the basement if something happens. And that was exactly what like happened, like literally several days later, because as soon as it started, like I think on the same day or the day after, she like and our other relatives from Kiev, like they left Kiev and they started moving in the direction of the Moldova border. And her parents, they were for that time they decided to still stay like in Chernihiv. And Chernihiv was very like, especially at the beginning, it was very badly, like very very badly surrounded, very badly hit. Like their neighbor, like what's the street next, like their neighbor got killed, like by a bomb essentially. And they also stayed there for some days until the city like became completely kind of, there was no power, no water, no nothing. And then they decided that, okay, we're gonna try to drive out. We're gonna try to leave. And that was like the scariest thing ever, because, like they already heard some stories that some people left, but some people left and, and then they got shot or they couldn't make it out. You couldn't tell whether they would be able to make it out, and there was no connection as well. So they just, they texted us at some point when they had connection, okay, we're leaving. And then for a few hours, like nothing, like, no information, like, are they alive? Where are they? Like, what's happening? That was like probably really one of the scariest, like, moments of my life. Like, just waiting to hear from them, like whether they made it out. And how they described it later, that you're driving and this like, no connection, like silence, and you can hear like, the drone, you can hear the shots somewhere, and you don't know who is shooting. You don't know, like, are those Russians? Are those Ukrainians? Like, whose army it is? Like, even if it's a Ukrainian army, will they, like, kind of have time to identify that they're, like, civilians or whatnot? Or, no, it's, no, those first days, that's, I don't think that's something that, I'll always remember that, and it was like also this, the funny thing is that like when it happened, like I think a couple of days later, I was actually supposed to go to Russia. I had like tickets to go and visit, because I used to, like normally, like until the war, like the full-scale war started, I used to visit from time to time, like once a year, once every half a year. And I had tickets to go and visit like my dad, my grandpa. And then this happened and I was like, well, I'm not going, because how can I go like right now? Because my country, so Russia is bombing, like, my relatives like right now. So what, I'm going to go there and sit there and like it just didn't feel, like on many levels, didn't feel right. And then very quickly there was also a realization that, probably I'm not going to go there anytime soon at all. Especially after, after a few days when I managed to gather like my thoughts a little bit, because for a few days I just like, reposted stuff, or I didn't write anything myself. And then I managed to kind of gather myself together and I was like, okay, I need to write like from me what I think and what I feel, and like express my position like very clearly, because that feels important to do. And after I did that, I kind of, that's when I also told myself fully, I was like, okay, I guess I'm not going back to Russia, that is. So even though, like there are plenty of people who even now would still make an argument. They're like, but who cares? Nobody, like, you think anybody cares about you? Nobody, Like nobody cares, like nothing will happen, nobody will check, like, but that's not even the point. Or I
It's
mean, that's
not,
partly the
and
point.
it's
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 partly
not
the
working
point, but
also, because a lot of people who are on by this logic, they are not really like interesting for the government or like for the Russian authorities. They're still getting like detained on
yeah, no,
arrivals.
exactly. I mean, it's a lottery, right? Like it's a lot. Like it's true that 95%,
Exactly, it's random.
probably
It's random right now.
95%, nobody will check, and you will be
Yep.
fine, and you'll go there and back. But those like 5%, like absolutely random people, who also made like even a random comment at some point somewhere, and then they happen to get targeted, and they happen to get checked, and
I
then
will
that's
be
it.
honest, right now you don't even have to like make a comment or do anything because
No. I mean, that's exaggerated. Even yeah, now it's.
yeah, it
I mean,
was like this before the 2022 because we really had this understanding that if you are not going into politics you'll be fine.
yeah. No, now it doesn't work. Now, like, if
No,
they
it's not.
want to get you, they will get you.
Yep.
Essentially,
Yeah.
like,
And the
and
reason could
who,
be
yeah, and
absolutely random. For example, like you can, I don't know, you can have a bad friendship with someone, and they want to revenge in this way. You are.
yeah, your friend is like, or somebody is
Yeah,
a
you have a
foreign
business
agent,
that
or
someone
some, or a
wants.
business somebody wants, or or they just need their statistics of how many people they
Yep.
arrested, and you happen to have the wrong color of hair or something else, that's like a rainbow on your backpack or whatnot, like
Yeah.
anything really.
And we
Yeah.
also had like a level of popularity, of your own popularity. Like for example, I was always very outspoken on social media, right? I was always like writing a lot of political stuff while being in Russia. But it was this feeling of, it's not the feeling of security, but it was a feeling of, while you are not so popular, like you don't have like millions of followers, you don't have this much of a platform to translate to give your thoughts on, you'll be fine because like
The
who
stakes are
cares?
lower for sure. Yeah,
Yeah. And again, I think it also changed.
it
I think for
changed.
me, it changed on the moment when the Doxa case happened.
Yeah,
Uh, yeah, and
that's
yeah, it was. I think it was like for us both very like close thing. Yeah, and it's because it was a media that had this, I don't know, this level of popularity that we thought is not going to get them in trouble. You know what I mean?
no, exactly. They were popular, but in a very specific, very certain,
Yeah,
like
they were
narrow kind of
university
circle.
media.
Yeah, university media popular among not even like all university students, but like a very particular, like
Yeah,
yeah, politically
yeah, yeah.
active, kind of like quite leftist, like not. It was not something like they were not super widely known or anything like that, and then that
Before.
did not stop anyone. Yeah, before.
Yeah. Yeah, and
No.
I think it's also like all of them are basically, they were like my age,
Yeah,
and
same. Yeah. And
yeah.
also for those who don't know, maybe the Doxa case was a case where they arrested like four student journalists, like students working like for a student
It was a
magazine,
student media, yeah.
for student media, just because they recorded like a video where they kind of explained to students their rights, if they go like to a protest or something like that, and they
Yeah.
were charged with what was it? I think like it was endangering minors, because
Yeah.
essentially the argument was that like, oh, if children will watch this video, they might go to like a protest or a demonstration that is not allowed, and they might get hurt there, and that will be kind of their like, I mean, a completely twisted, like, out of
Yeah.
nowhere case. And yeah.
They were doing the same for Navalny and for all
Yeah, yeah,
of
no, I mean,
his.
there are a bunch of this, like, excuses that they like using as
Yeah.
as a standard practice.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
speaking about dangers of like going to Russia, I found myself in a few databases. I'm pretty open about this because I think if I'm in these databases, okay,
Yeah, I think you
what could
were at
happen?
least in one that I remembered, like, this kind
Oh,
of.
the one that were like after I moved out was the funniest one because it was made by I think it was like a youth wing of our like main government party.
Oh,
You
yeah,
know.
United Russia.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I don't
yeah,
remember
yeah.
how it was called because I think it's not active right now, or maybe it is. I don't know. Basically,
But they put you on the
a
list.
Hitler-Jund Russian edition.
Yeah.
So they made this list of people who were. Um, we were collecting like this database of journalists, producers, people in media, basically, who were forced to move and were in the constant search for a job. So it was like initially it was a list of people basically looking for a job after moving out from Russia. But they got the list. It was pretty expectable because if you give your data to any list or like uh, anyone, even if they have a good intentions.
Yeah, yeah, no, but anything that is shared publicly in any way
you
that, like,
you have to consider
yeah,
that this data will
this will reach
be.
somebody who,
Yes,
yeah.
especially in Russia, because I at some point, I don't remember when. I think it was like 2018 or 2019. I got an email with basically threats to me, and it was like, "Oh, you support Navalny, you're a traitor," something like this. And then there were my whole data from our government electronic database, Gosuslуги. And I realized that they have a full access to my data, in these government agencies and this electronic government structure.
Yeah.
Yeah, after that I realized, okay, if they have basically an access to every data the government have on me.
Yeah, the government. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't care at this point because So yeah, the list, it was a very funny thing because they called it cowards and like cowards and traitors, something like
Yeah,
this.
I think you showed me. I think I saw that one.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
remember.
it
I
was.
remember. It rings a bell. Yeah.
It was the
Yeah. Yeah.
funniest thing because I also started to get messages from other people in the list because there were like your basically contact info, so everyone could message you, and I got a lot of messages from not from like this youth wing, but from the other people in the list. Because they wanted to tell me that my data was stolen, and they wanted to like reach
Trying to
out
warn.
and
Yeah.
try
Yeah.
to warn me, ask me if I need something. So it was pretty good experience in terms of like good people reached out.
Solidarity. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And again, it's funny, and I will use it till my death. That I'm like a coward and a traitor. And
Coward and
the
traitor.
other people there, it's like the list you want to be on. It's like a foreign agent in Russia. It's like
No, I don't. Yeah, I don't
like a
like when
label
people.
of.
Yeah, like no, but I don't like when people say that it's a label of. Yeah, because foreign agent. I mean, yeah, maybe it started like that, but like now it makes some people's life like very difficult. So
No, it
You really
does.
don't
No,
want you really don't want to wish that on anyone. But like no, in the sense of like yeah.
no, I don't
If you
wish.
got that, it means that you're really like
You
did
you are
something right.
completely right. No, you are completely right. I don't
Yeah.
wish to this to anyone. I didn't know how bad the unwanted organization status is, because my friend is working for Deutsche Welle now, and they were I think it was like a few months ago, like 3 months ago, they were officially. Made by Russian authorities unwanted organization, and you're like, what bad can this be? Unwanted
No, but
organization.
it makes the functioning of our organization very
No,
difficult.
the problem
Like
is now
bureaucracy and
he is afraid, for example, to transfer money to his relatives.
yeah, no, because they might say like or it's
Because
like
they would be supported by
yeah, they
the
would be
member of
supported by the
unwanted organization.
no exactly. So you cannot do basic things like transfer money to
Absolutely,
like your parents or something or anything like
yeah.
it's no, so it's not. I mean, yeah, I mean it's nothing to compare to being bombed, but
No,
yeah,
it's not.
it's
No,
not.
no. And talking about lists, the database I got like into was the opposition list. So they had like an opposition list. Mediazona wrote about this, and I think they wrote that basically when they check you for this database, and I'm in it, then they have like a green light to do whatever they want. If they
Yeah.
want, they can let you go and like, just maybe say some things to you, but they don't have to do something with you. But basically, if they need to do something, they can do everything because you are in this base, and it gives them
Yeah.
basically an opportunity. And the funny thing is, because there's like another base with people who just moved out from Russia. It's a very wide list of people going away, like me, for example, after the war or after the mobilization, also.
Yeah.
And it was automatic database, so just you live in Russia, you got into this database. That's easy.
Yeah. Yeah.
But to get to the opposition database, you have to be added by people.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So it's not
interesting thing,
automatic. So somebody actually took
somebody
the
actually
effort.
added me to this thing,
Yeah.
and I have people who like real journalists and like working for real opposition. No, you know what I mean, right?
Yeah,
I'm
I know
not
what you
like
mean.
a full-blown journalist. I'm not doing this like, I'm not doing this right now. I'm not doing this my whole life. So I'm trying to do a good thing basically from time to time, but they are not in this database, and they're not in this list.
No.
And I don't know how. So maybe I have like
I mean, you never know from which side, and who and
No, yeah.
how. So yeah, but somehow somebody got their eye on you, and yeah.
I have a friend
Congratulations. Yeah.
who were basically like the the grandfather of his friend made like a complaint to FSB about him being working for opposition,
Oh my god.
independent media basically. And the huge thing is that he's basically his friend was working with them. So the grandfather basically, he's not only complained about this friend of mine, but also about
Also,
his
his own
own,
grandson, essentially.
yes, his own
Yeah.
grandson. And I
Yeah.
think he was okay, like grandson was okay, but my friend got I think they came to his address. They didn't do any searches or because he wasn't there. He was already moved out. He was already gone. But I
Thank
think
God.
they tried to talk with his parents or like grandparents,
Yeah,
something like
yeah,
this.
yeah.
They always do this thing. By the way, they always try this shitty moves when they try to, I don't know, to talk with your grandma, to tell your grandma
Yeah, yeah,
that you
no, they
are a
try to
traitor.
pressure. Yeah, they try to pressure your relatives and scare your
Yeah,
relatives and to make them believe that you're doing something wrong, and
yeah, 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 yeah.
and yeah.
Yeah, so I'm also not planning on returning if that wasn't
So I thought, yeah, no, if that
clear.
wasn't clear.
Yeah, I'm not going. No, you know what? I have this. This is a really bad bad thing. But I had this internal dialogue with myself about which um, which funerals of my like close relatives I would go. Nevertheless, I really had this conversation with
I
myself.
think you. I know. Like I also had similar conversations with myself in my head, but for you especially, I would say like you shouldn't go either way. It doesn't matter who it is. I mean, you are on enough lists. Like that's
Well, I didn't
like
go
you're like a
on my.
like you're like a prime target. You're definitely, I think, more of a target
Well,
than I am, for instance.
not a
But
prime
not
target.
the prime.
Okay.
Well, yeah, no, but like like the.
I don't even know how many people are in this, like, for example, opposition database. I need to try to find the info
No,
because
you
it's
don't know, but like
interesting
like
to me.
random people are sometimes unlucky, and you're not as random as
No,
some.
I'm not.
So you're in the danger zone for sure.
No,
You know.
and I didn't go when my grandmother died, like a
Mm,
year into the war.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, but I had a very. It was absolutely incredible dialogue with her. It was because I think we were drifting a bit away from each other, also because of political views. Because we had like
Mm.
a bit of a rift, and I had a lot of like very heated debates with my grandfather, who's like he has his own beliefs and had very like bad memories about these debates, and my grandmother wasn't into the same like political debates, but she was of course also always on the side of of my grandpa and my father, if we have like some discussions with him. And I had this understanding that they were not thinking of me as a traitor, but they weren't supporting my views.
Mm-hmm.
But then it was literally a month before she died. It was her birthday, and I'm very like it's very difficult to make me call someone, but I called her. I like basically to tell her happy birthday, and then we had this from absolutely nowhere. We've had this amazing discussion about. She was telling me that she's sorry that they were wrong, and
Mm.
they didn't see the things
That you
I
saw.
yeah, I saw, and they are really sorry about this. And I
That's a
was
very yeah. I
it's
would get blown away as well.
it's
Those are
incredible
not the discussions that happen often, and especially not with like grandparents or yeah.
in this age, you know
Yeah, yeah. No,
basically telling
because
the grandson, who is like still pretty young to you.
yeah, no,
uh,
telling that you were wrong and that no,
yeah,
like a lot of people are never like capable of that. Admitting that
no,
like oh
no,
I was
it's
wrong or I
no, and I
yeah.
think it really helped me to deal with her like death
Mm.
month after this, much better, because I thought, okay, I'm lucky I had this talk with her.
Yeah, you had this talk. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
No,
because
it's
I know she wasn't like thinking of me as in, like no, again, I didn't have this much of a problems like some people have where their relatives basically tell them that they are traitors. I
yeah.
am.
No. Like I think we were both lucky in that regard. That
Yeah.
like I know there are many cases when that happens, or where the families got completely. Because I mean, yeah, you can do that a lot of like a lot of Russian families like far from home, but a lot of them like they have some relatives like in Ukraine and vice versa. A lot of Ukrainian people have relatives in Russia, and a lot of those families like, or even just families within Russia, they got just split
Yeah.
politically like completely, and they're uh, yeah, because one side just thinks that Nazis in Ukraine and whatnot, and that everything is we're liberating and all of that, and everybody who is saying something against the traitors, and the other side is being bombed, and they're not being believed by anyone they talk to in Russia. Yeah, so I think we were lucky in that regard that I also I didn't have that within my family. Luckily, no such split happened.
Yeah.
So that's more than a lot of people can say already these days.
Yeah. Absolutely. And
Yeah.
I am also
And that
lucky
helped me to kind of
exactly
live through it. Yeah.
what's what I was trying to say, because I had so much like support from everyone with my decision to move out to leave Russia, and they're still so supportive. Like basically, like they're trying, every day to tell me that if I have like a rough day, we'll have something like this. They always say, okay,
Yeah.
but it's a good thing overall.
Yeah.
You have to be strong because it's the right thing. You're doing the right thing. You like,
Yeah.
and I can't imagine doing all of this without this support. It's a
Yeah.
huge support.
How do things feel right now for you? Like the war and everything, and like how has it kind of changed in the last year? And also this like of course that's another big conversation is like kind of relationships or whatnot, like between those who stayed or decided to stay and those who decided to leave, and that's always
Yeah, it is, and I don't have an easy answer to this because it's not an easy question. I have my whole family there, so
yeah
that's the answer basically, and I am constantly in a contact, not just in a contact. I'm in a good relationship with all of them. I
yeah
love them. I don't judge them for their decisions. I try to help if I can help. Maybe like I give some sort of not like advice, but some sort of a um, solution for people I really think that it's gonna be better for them to move. But it's there's so much you can do. You can't make grown people do something.
no, I mean
It's
it's
not how
it's
it
their life
works.
and it's their decision as well, and that's
Absolutely, I can't make this decision for them. I wanted to be honest, like with my mom. I think I still have this.
it's a work in progress. Yeah.
It's a work in progress, and I also think that if I had an opportunity, because I don't think I am in this point in life where I can, I don't know, just for example, like buy her a house here and give her money to live happily ever after. When I have something like this, maybe I will make this decision for her, but also because I know like her positions and stuff. So it's
Yeah.
it's not just for me. It's because I really think
No.
it's better for her. But I'm not in this point in my life, and
Yeah.
I don't think I want to do something like this for any other relatives, because I think again
No.
they are grown people and they have their own life.
No, they have their own agency and they have their
Yeah,
own. Yeah.
yeah. And my
No.
my sisters all have families, like kids, and from one side, you can say that it's a bad thing because they all need to go to schools in Russia. They all
Yeah,
need to go
that was
through
my
this.
first thought. Like
They
that's.
all need to go through this propaganda machine. They all need
Yeah.
to, and it's a very big problem right now in Russia because you don't know. It's like like it was
Yeah,
in
so you
the
don't know
30s
what they
and
get told
40s.
in schools or what they. Yeah.
Yeah, and you can't really explain to your child that okay, this is like a propaganda, and we don't like. We try to not consume it, and this is the position we're like
Mm-hmm.
thinking of you in, and not you know not considering him talking about these things in school. And then what happened?
Yeah, but that's always tricky. But I don't know, different families manage it differently, just like they did it in Soviet Union. Different families managed it
Exactly, but
differently.
it's the same thing that
Yeah,
was
yeah.
in the Soviet Union, where there was
No,
like
exactly.
a
No,
period
no,
of this constant like
no.
complaints
But
to your to your
that's
neighbors.
yeah. That's some. Yeah, some families in Soviet Union, they just chose not to talk to their kids about it, or to. Some did, like mine did. I know, like in the Soviet times as well. Or like it was never like a secret of what our position was and what our stance towards the Soviet within the family. Uh, you know,
Yeah, but again, the question
but
is
it's
how
still.
do you keep it in the family? How do you not spill it out? For example, again,
Yeah, like
your
you can't
kid.
have full control. I mean, you can say that you shouldn't talk about it outside of home, and honestly, that's literally what some parents say, and that's like that's I know that's what some people like in Soviet Union or in Russia, that's what they were told. Like in more recent times, I have friends like in Syria as well. That was like the families that were like anti-government. Yeah, that's the conversations that they had at home. Like that this is our position, but like, you cannot talk to anybody
Yeah.
about this like ever, like not in school, nowhere. Like, but that's of course for a child that's a big thing to carry. Then
Yeah, I
as
think
well.
from some age it's
From some age, it's okay,
okay.
but like the younger, exactly the younger, the
When they
more
basically
tricky.
go to school, you already have to have some conversations with them, because
Yeah.
we have this patriotic
And
lessons right now.
patriotic lessons,
Yeah,
indoctrination, full
I
blown
think
indoctrination. Yeah,
I
yeah.
think they're like starting from the very like first grade, you know?
Yeah, first grade. I mean, there is even stuff in kindergartens. I saw like in some kindergartens they are already starting. They're bringing like like heroes of the special military
Yes.
operation like to
Yes.
kindergartens, and like kids drawing like pro-war like images. Like that's yeah. No, honestly, like concerning things inside Russia, that's one of the things that especially painful to watch.
Yeah, but
All of
talking
that.
about
But yeah,
this, I think the
but
other
yeah.
side of having children is that you can't, risk everything. You can, but it's
No,
much.
but then it will affect not only you. You're not only making a decision for you, but also
Exactly.
for your kids.
Exactly.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
it's the question of the people that depends on you, that
yeah,
depend on you, and it's yeah. And
yeah.
again, I'm not judging. I'm alone. I was moving here alone, and I had many, so much help on every step of the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I came here to like a house that like people were very supportive, and they told me like you can live here as long as you need, and they were really so
Yeah.
such like a supportive family and such a
Yeah.
kind people, because like people can tell you that oh, you can stay, but then like a week
They don't
after
mean
you're
it. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Like
you're
you feel
feeling
like
that.
you're expected to leave. Yeah,
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 you
yeah.
feel like a burden. And never, like in my 2 months living with this family, I never had this.
No, but that's a big value, having people like that
Absolutely.
in those moments. Yeah.
Absolutely. And again, I had like
Because
people here who could, explain to me how things works, like
yeah.
help me with like a bank accounts, which is also like
No,
a
it's
huge
it's you
problem.
can't underestimate. That's why so the Ukrainian or biggest part of my Ukrainian family, not all of them, but the biggest part of them, when they left Ukraine when the war started. I mean, they also went. They went to Cyprus because that's where my mom's family is, and that's where my mom is. And they went there. It's not the most straightforward country to go to, right? But yeah, they went because they had family members there that could, then you have some network of
Yeah.
support at least. And still, I mean, unfortunately, yeah, even when you leave the country, I mean, this war, it still destroyed many lives, even of the people who left Ukraine, and who were lucky enough to stay alive. Still, some people died away from home from depression, alcoholism, something so yeah, it's not only direct killings of civilians, which is the worst, of course, but it's also a lot of lives just got ruined by the mere fact that how do you lead a normal life when you had to leave everything behind, everything, your house, your life, go somewhere else, start building life somewhere else.
I don't think we
Yeah, and
really understand the full scale
no,
of damage that was being done to people, and again,
no,
to
and
people
and
from
it's
all the sides, in terms of lives ruined, ruined everywhere, basically.
yeah, from Ukrainian side, definitely more.
Yeah,
But
yeah. I don't
yeah.
think it's a question. I don't think it's a question. I
No,
just
no,
I
and
don't
just
like to.
I felt the need to, yeah,
Yeah,
reassure.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah.
bad that we need to make this obvious, because
Yeah, but unfortunately, we need to in the
we
current,
need to. Yeah, yeah,
in
we
the
need to.
current circumstances, because that's otherwise, unfortunately, also Russian propaganda is very happy to twist it, anyway,
Yeah.
it's.
But again, I really think that I have this strong belief that it's okay to feel like a victim, if you are not Ukrainian, if you're Russian, for example. Because I really think that we are all the victims of this war. Again, there is always people who are worse and who are doing worse, who have had a worse worse position in life, in how they were basically people are dying. What there's there is no question, there's people dying and there's people immigrating. It's not the same, but
Mm-hmm.
again, I think that it's okay to feel yourself as also as a victim of this war.
I guess I don't know. I agree with you. I don't. I personally struggle, thinking of it in those terms, specifically, thinking oh, we're because yeah, I don't know. It's just when you verbalize it like that, it still feels almost. And I know that's not the case, right? But it's as if you're saying that
It
it's
does, but
somehow on the same level. But I know it's not what is meant, and I know that it's true. I fully agree that it's, there is no arguing that for a lot of people, also Russian people who that it destroyed a lot of their lives as well, in irreparable ways sometimes, and you can't deny that either.
I just think that
But
it's
it's
it's a cursed loop if we keep comparing each other's struggles.
yeah,
Uh,
no, but it's no, it's not. It's not about comparison. Yeah, I don't know. It's a very tricky thing to talk about,
it
because
is.
it's
It is. I'm just,
yeah.
I think I'm at the point where I am pretty much okay with saying it. And again, I I came a long way because I was this type of a person who reacted very like defending when, for example, Ukrainians were talking with me about like a war, and were saying that some maybe stuff that can be hurtful for me, you know.
Yeah.
But at some point, I remember that I was hurting, like hearing things like this. But then you get to this point where you're like, okay, if it helps people, I am okay with
No,
it.
but I'm also like, I cannot. That's the thing. Like, I can understand. And to me, sometimes, like, when I see some people, from Ukrainians, or to say sometimes certain things that can be quite hurtful, but it's unpleasant to read it or something in the moment. But then I'm like, that's comes from a place of pain, and it's not. I can't really. People can say whatever they want. I can't blame them for saying those things. I don't think they're right in saying what they're saying, and I do. Yeah, but I also am not gonna let it get to me, because there's no point. Yeah,
Do you have a lot of
it's
people in Ukraine right now who are you keeping in touch with?
actually directly, like, not that many anymore, because most of them left after all.
Okay.
So most of them left. I have a few, like, family friends still there. Like, my uncle is still in Chernihiv, but it's mostly, it's mostly not me keeping contact directly, but then my cousin, it's like her father, so she's the one keeping contact. So yes, there are a few family members still there, a few friends, but like there were quite a few like friends who were there for a while after it started, and then they left anyway, because even when you're in the areas of Ukraine that are considered sort of like, or especially from the outside, you think it's like more safe, because you're not directly like not being bombed every day or something. You're still the constant. You cannot sleep. You cannot anything, because the constant sirens. It was a constant. You never know. Like maybe for many days nothing hits, and then you never know when it will hit next and where. Like, you're living in a constant like kind of.
Well, it's not only
Yeah.
that. You also live without like a heat, without
Yeah, like especially no, but I mean
water,
this winter has been, and nobody
electricity.
talks about this, but this winter has been worse than like the
Yes,
previous
it
ones. Not
was.
not not,
It
not
was.
only because it was colder in and of itself, but also because the attacks have been much more intense.
Yeah, because it's
Like
it's
on.
a full blown tactic right now.
Yeah, it's a
It was
tactic
from
to
the
like just
beginning.
yeah, no, but it intensified and intensified. And
Yes.
if you look at the statistics of how many drones Russia sent like this year compared to even last year, it's insane how much more that is. So yeah, they're just really trying to tire Ukraine out and to drag it out, and yeah, that's the tactic at the moment from the Russian side.
Okay. The only like a question I want to on this big topic of today I want to ask: do you have any? I don't know. Because I realized when I tried to make a structure for this episode, I wanted to. We'll have like um, a segment with different maybe like films and books. I hope you prepared something. Okay, but
No,
like
I'll remember. I'll remember.
on
Yeah,
this
yeah,
on
yeah.
this whole big thing, I wanted to end with something positive, but I realized that I really can't, because I don't feel positive, and I don't. Of course, we are always try to be hopeful and trying to have a hope, but
No, but
when you're trying to make like a question, what do you think? Like, for example, a fifth year looks like. I realize that I don't see anything good in.
I don't see it. No, unfortunately I also, and I think a lot of people are in this state, or a lot of people I also talk to, from Ukraine. Like, it's like the first the first year, and especially the first months when it happened, like on the one hand, there was this like big existential shock. On the other hand, there was this like wave of like kind of support, also internationally and all of that. And there was this belief that, okay, they're gonna like, push back. It's gonna like soon something will change, like counterattack or something, like, and soon they will give like, somebody will give more weapons, and then there will be like a breaking point. But then another year and another year, in the last like couple of years, and especially this last year, it's just this like absolute like stagnation of like, nothing much changes. Like the whole last year, it's this like endless, like kind of stalemate of Trump, like, saying, oh, like peace in 10 days and 20 days and 50 days. People keep dying. People keep like, Putin keeps attacking. They keep advancing. Russia keeps advancing, like, slowly, painfully, but they keep advancing. And there is no, like, it doesn't matter how much you support Ukraine. Like, when you look at it realistically, you understand, like, that they can't. Yeah, how can you, like, you can't just like push them out. It's just you realize that this can go on like this, like the way it's going right now. It can go on for a long time, and there is kind of no end in sight at the moment. And there is really this like just feeling of this hopelessness and exhaustion.
Exactly.
Yeah. Hopelessness and exhaustion that I think a lot of people are feeling, and a lot of people are just kind of waiting for something to change, but nobody knows like what really anymore, because it's this deadlock that, on the one hand you want it to stop, on the other hand, like how, like, even if it stops, like on what conditions does it stop, and what does that mean?
Do you believe in this like peace, with every like any price, in terms of like any peace is better than like
any piece is better? The problem with any piece is better, like, no, I don't like.
Okay,
because
so
you can.
It's not just me who is like a cynical bitch, right?
Like peace at any cost. No, but like because the problem is that you cannot trust Putin, right? That's the main problem.
Yeah.
Like generally that is the main problem, because whatever kind of conditions you sort of establish, like will most likely like break them, even if not immediately. But that's what he does. That's what he did with Georgia, then like Crimea, and now like. And he's also like now he's also not very eager to like even if the conditions are offered. Like Russia is also not very eager to like sign any peace, because they're doing okay. They put their whole economy on the military rails. They have like pretty much endless human resource still that they're ready to use, and they're and again, like right now they're like slowly, but they're winning, or they're getting what they wanted. So they're not somewhat not exactly what they wanted Kiev in 3 days. That didn't work, but I don't know. So no, this peace at all costs. No, like the costs can be very, but at the same time, like also realistically, I also do not believe in, or I don't think anybody believes right now. Like, I mean, right now you do not see like how, like, those territories that are right now occupied, like, Crimea, or like how would you take them back? Like how, like just by mere, like it's not, doesn't seem possible at the moment, like to, with the capacities that Russia has and with the capacities that Ukraine has, even with all the support.
Well, with changes inside Russia, I can see it. If
with changes inside Russia, but changes inside Russia, we don't know, like, that's like...
We don't, but we also... Prigozhin's like case when he was marching on the Moscow.
That was quite illustrative.
It was illustrative in terms of like you never know, basically. It
That's
could
true.
happen
Yeah,
like
yeah.
in a day, in an hour,
Yeah, no, so
something can,
like that's true. If there is something hopeful, actually, like in that sense, like what happened in Syria, even though,
yes,
like okay,
exactly, yeah.
what happened in Syria, even though okay, with caveats and also what's happening there right now, like not entirely, like ideal or clear,
Yeah.
but still, that was something that nobody expected. That that regime seemed stable, like it was, and then
Yeah.
suddenly it collapsed. So you never know when or how. So yeah, I have a small hope for this, like kind of history at some point doing its job. But like at the same time, I don't know. It can be like it can be in a few days suddenly, and it can be like in 20 years. That's
Yes.
that's kind of.
Yes, it can be.
And even if Putin dies like tomorrow,
No, there's
I
no.
mean it will. No, well, there is no way, but like it will be a mess, But like it's not to say that it will immediately like be
No,
better.
that yeah,
It actually
that's what I'm
can.
saying. There's no like
There is no guarantee that like
no
his
guarantee.
death would
Yep.
improve things. It's
Yeah.
even though still like if I had a button
No,
or
it's
something.
like I'm asking this because I'm also very confused in terms of like because I have a lot of friends who tell me like how can you with your like values and stuff how can you root for anything rather than like immediate peace on any like on any like in any scenario but like
Yeah, but like it's not like it's also it's not like let's not blame it like on Ukraine. Like it's not entirely like
no
Ukraine's fault that there is no it's just not
no and
working
again
either.
I my beliefs are like I think that the most valuable thing is a human life basically. And if we're talking about myself and about my own life, I never would like to die for my beliefs. I would never like to, I always
No,
had these
you're
conversations. Yeah, that I would, for example, if I was, I don't know, in USSR in the Second World War, I will do everything to just try to flee the
stay
country.
alive.
Yeah,
Or it's
but
or flee the
yeah,
country
yeah, but
preferably. Yes,
I
yeah,
like
yeah,
I
yeah.
wouldn't go to
No,
a
I
war.
remember actually what we were when we were together, how we had this discussion of like if like some kind of like nuclear apocalypse or something happens, and you were like, yeah, well, I'm not waiting for you if I can survive, like
Well,
if there's
I don't remember our
I do
discussion about
remember
this,
I do
but
remember
no,
that you
I
told me
have maybe
you
it
wouldn't wait
changed.
for me if it would change, if it would save your life. You were like, yeah, sorry, if you're not like, if we're not together and I have a chance to save myself, I'm not
Well,
like going
yeah,
after.
if
You
you
were
if
like,
you put it like this, yeah, it
well,
sounds
something like that.
logical.
I don't remember the exact
But
content, but
I
like
have this
yeah.
understanding right now that I will defend the people close to me if I understand that I am the last barricade, in terms of like I have a tank going on me and
Yeah,
behind
that's
me my
different.
family,
Yeah, yeah. No,
then it will be the only way I am going like on a
to
war with
sacrifice
this
your life.
tank.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
No, but
but
the same. I would only do it for like family or very very close people. I wouldn't. I'm not the type of person who would be like yeah, sacrificing my life for my.
yeah.
Yeah, I would be the same. So I think, yeah, I would be trying to leave. I would be trying to avoid the situation where I have to be put in a position where I
And to
need to.
negotiate when you can. I understand that if I have a 10 going on me, I will try my best to,
Yeah.
to do everything. Yeah. So that's the first part of my like how of my beliefs, and the second part is what you already talked about. It's that if your value is a human life, I don't think that the peace with Putin's Russia preserve a human life.
No, it doesn't.
Because
Unfortunately.
we will get a new human lives after this, spilled to a new war, because we already have this. We already had all these Minsk agreements, all this stuff from 2014, and the whole thing with Crimea, why Europe was so reluctant about this, because they thought, okay, let him get this Crimea.
Yeah,
and
but that started earlier, right? That started with Georgia. They let him.
It started
do
with
that. It started
Yes.
with Georgia. They let him do that, and then with Crimea, they felt like, yeah,
Yes.
okay, but it's not that bad. Let's just let him do it. But
Exactly.
this spineless attitude is exactly what led to him feeling like,
Yes.
okay, you know what, I can, and look at that. Yes, he can. And nobody is stopping him apparently.
Yeah, and now
anyway,
we're
so-
doing the same. Now we're doing the same thing, the same dance. The same thing.
No,
where,
exactly. No, and this is just trying to kind of. I don't know. I will never end this kind of attempt of trying to still talk to him as if he's one of this normal people, the same politician as politicians in here. When he does not operate by the same logic. He does not. He operates like a gangster, and that's force is everything that he
I agree.
understands, and yeah. That's unfortunately what brought us here today. So, yeah.
Yeah. So sorry, nothing positive to to see in the next year. No, you know what? Again, before we are going to recommendations, we all have our own life changed because of the war, and it's some degree, For example, I moved out of the country because of this, but there's always but. For example, I was trying to move for a very long time. We basically first moved out together, you can say.
In a way,
yeah.
yes.
In a way, yeah. And I was very, I felt ready to move out, to start a new life in another country. But then, after we broke up, I just kind of, got into this comfort place.
Yeah, no. So there was no push for you to kind of do.
No,
something like
you
that.
always tell yourself that, okay, you need first you need money.
Yeah, first you
first
need
you
this.
need
First you need
job.
this. Now is not a good moment because of this. First
Exactly,
I need to,
exactly,
Yeah, it's
exactly.
never the right moment. There is always
But it's
something
never
that is.
the
No,
right
it's
moment.
never the right moment. I mean, the reality is that if you just decide to do it, you should just do it regardless, because
Yeah.
there will always be something that you can use as a reason not to do it.
Yes.
You can.
Yes.
But yeah, so essentially.
Essentially, that was a push.
That was a
And
push.
I know the whole situation is catastrophic, but this was a very good decision, and that
No, but that was
a
the
very
right
good
decision for you.
Yes,
Yeah, that was the right decision for you.
100%. And I became such a much more happy person in terms of I'm, they always tell you that, this fucked up Russian thing, it's good wherever we are not, It's how do you translate it in the right way? Is there any English?
Хорошо там, где нас нет. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all. I mean, the English expression, I guess, is
the grass is greener.
Grass
on
is
the
always greener on the other
yes,
side.
That's what I was
that's
trying
the closest
to find.
meaning.
Yeah.
Idiomatically. Yeah.
Basically, if you're thinking about all of this thing, they're lying to you. Okay? Because
yeah, no, I agree. Because that's a bullshit argument to just use as an excuse to not change anything. To say
yeah, maybe grass isn't greener. Okay, maybe grass isn't greener, but maybe it is. And you need to try. You need to see for yourself.
No, that's the thing. You don't try, you don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
exactly.
it's
Exactly. But I realized that I am a very, I was in a constant depression, especially when I was returning from some sort of a trips to Europe or stuff. I was always in a constant depression about me living in Russia, about not having a good future, etc., 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 and everything going in the wrong direction.
yeah.
And now I don't have this, so
No.
you take what you can. Do you have some recommendations today on this topic?
On the topic, well, I
Because
did think of two things. I'm now
okay,
hoping that I'm remembering the English name of one of them correctly. So one was the book by the Ukrainian journalist, actually, like a woman, like Victoria Avelina,
yeah,
who she got killed. She got
oh,
killed during the war, but they published her book like not that long ago. But like it's called like Looking at Women, Looking at War, and it's I mean it's a journalistic like work. It's not like a novel, but it's um, yeah, I don't want to say much about it because I think those kind of things they speak for themselves, kind of, like it's just,
yeah,
but it is very much worth reading, and for anybody who wants to understand, how, yeah, how it feels to be on the inside of all of that. Like,
yeah,
yeah, not like you can understand it fully by reading, but it's, yeah, better than nothing. And the other one is also like it's a documentary, like probably a lot of people watched it actually. So 2000 meters to Avdiivka
yeah.
is a documentary by Ukrainian filmmaker, the same filmmaker that made what was it, like 30 days in
40 days.
for
Oh,
40
30
days in
days. I don't remember. Yeah.
Mariupol. Yeah, I forgot now. Like, but I think 30 or 40 days in Mariupol. But like it's the same. The same director. But it's it's about like Ukrainian soldiers, like trying to take this town back that is occupied by the Russian army, and it's a heavy watch. It's a heavy watch, but
It's 20 days. Yeah, we were both wrong.
20 days. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, 30, 40. Yeah, like
Yeah.
20 was more than enough.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, yeah.
Yeah, the cinematography in this film done absolutely brilliantly. I was lucky to have one of the. I don't know his exact position on this film. I think he's like a. He's like a cinematographer basically on this film. I think you know him, Evgeny Malaletka.
Evgeny Malaletka, yeah, he's
Yeah.
a photographer, and I think he was. I think he was the operator as well.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I mean, he made a lot of the shots, like, and a lot of the camera.
Yeah, and he was also
Yeah.
doing not him alone, but he was a part of a very beautiful art gallery here in Belgrade. On I don't remember what was. Maybe it was like for 3 years of war or something like this. It was some date. I don't remember which exactly, but they made a very beautiful. Very beautiful gallery here in the city center for like a week or so. It was a very great thing, and I was. It was nice to see because like Serbia is not a very the best country in terms of like for Ukrainians or stuff like this because people are here.
Yeah, no,
still,
Serbia has its own story.
yeah, they are
that,
still
like,
in
intervenes.
pain.
Yeah.
And it's very nice to see every time that a new generation of Serbians is so much more open to everything, and they can see the things that are really going on in the world. But again, it's understandable because they didn't go through the things that their parents, for example, go through. So I can understand this. Yeah, so definitely watch the film. It's incredible. I had to take so many breaks when I first watched it. It was like I just couldn't make myself watch it in a one one watch. Yeah, it's very good that you you took real Ukrainian art, because I was thinking about recommending something, and none of this is Ukrainian.
Oh, okay. Well, that's
Because I think today we are we are doing like a work on both sides. You're doing more like a thing that should be obvious, but again, as we talked about, it's not obvious about that the struggle of Ukrainians is the primary one. It's the thing we need to talk about constantly. It's the thing about Ukrainian war, basically. But I always want to like highlight that again, that I consider every one of us who gets something broken in their lives by this war victims, and I think it's there is times where it's very difficult to deal with all this stuff. So I have two things that really helped me. Both of them I consumed in the beginning of the war on a full scale invasion. First is a documentary, The Vietnam War. It's I don't remember. It's a 10 episode documentary. Basically, it's a very self-explanatory, but it shows how the country, even like democratic country, okay, right now there's a lot of things going on in US, but it's still a democracy, in like legal terms of
holding on.
yeah, it's
like,
yeah,
thin
yeah,
thread. Yeah.
but when the film was done, it was much more of a democracy, and it really shows how easy to cross the line when you promote the war, and how easy to get lost in a war, and
to dehumanize and to start
to
kind of-
dehumanize,
yeah.
to lost your human nature, basically.
Yeah.
To lost all democratic values, to all the values, basically. So if you want to understand that it's not a Russian problem, really, and it's not like we are made like this. It's shown that it could broke everyone in every country,
Yeah, it can
in
break,
every circumstance.
the mechanism works the same. Yeah.
Yeah. And another thing, I somehow know the Russian name because I like read it on in English, but I was discussing this so much with other Russians.
That
So
you
I
kept
know,
calling it by the Russian title, or
yeah, I
What
know
is
the
it?
Russian title, and the Russian title is, I think it's like the story of a one German, something like this. I don't know why it's called like this. It calls Define Hitler in English. It's a book by a German. I think his surname is Hefner. I'm not sure, but it's a book about basically his biography of going through being inside of a Nazi Germany, with basically being a young non-Nazi guy. And it's you're reading things that were written basically like 80 years ago,
Yeah, and you see
and
exactly the same.
the same feelings, the same ways that government is talking with you, the same things that basically everything you feel that this person is feeling the same things.
Yeah. No, there are quite a few books like that,
Yeah.
especially in the 20th century.
Yeah, there are a few. It's
Yeah.
just
And not only, and before as well.
I also read a few other ones. I don't really remember like the names of it, but I can definitely recommend this one, and I definitely recommend for any Russian to read it. And I think it's even good if you have like, I don't know, if you have relatives who are not, telling you that you are a traitor, but they have like different positions, for example, and they are smart enough to read books, maybe. Give them this book, and maybe they will see huge parallels, and it will make something, I don't know, feel inside them. So yeah. I think we can. Okay, I'm doing one more thing, which is connected to Ukraine. Do you know a singer Apasha?
Yes.
Do you like him?
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
nice. Did you hear the last it's not an album? I think it's like called EP, when he's like 3 tracks.
I don't think so.
Okay, I don't remember how it was. It called I think like hymns of resilience or of resistance, something like this. Basically, he uh, they made a very beautiful video in Kiev, because he's a
Cool. I
very
would see that.
he's a very outspoken in terms of like pro-Ukrainian stuff. He's constantly visiting. He's trying to constantly shoot some videos there. He's doing a lot of collabs with Ukrainian singers and like songwriters, and the video is absolutely beautiful. I think it's the song is like called Kiev. I'm not sure, but I think it's called Kiev. And like look at the music video. And again, I think it's a good piece of art which simultaneously supports Ukraine. It's very beautifully made, and it shows also through this art, it shows the struggles and all of the things Ukrainian people are going through every day for 4 years now.
Yeah. 4 years.
We need to end on this
It's
note.
already on
Yeah.
the edge of.
Yeah, but again, I think we stayed on the topic, and I want to tell to everyone that no matter how hard it feels, it's really like, I believe in love. I believe in good things in life. Unfortunately, like, they are not coming for everyone, because
No,
again,
they're not
people are
coming
dying.
for everyone. No, but
Yeah.
like I would echo that. Like just hold on to the people that you love in your life, and people that are.
Yes, because I think that's the point.
Because that's like if anything helps to like live through those times, like in whatever circumstance you are, it's like it's other people. So that's something to hold on to during whatever everything may bring. And
Yeah, it was a difficult.
and nothing
difficult
lasts
episode.
and nothing lasts forever. Nothing lasts forever, after all. I hope that not.
Okay, I need to say this. If you're on YouTube, leave a like, leave a comment. If you have a story to tell, we will be very, honored to have a story, especially like from Ukraine, or not from Ukraine. If any war touched you and you want to tell your story, I don't know. We will be definitely reading this, and I'll be very grateful for people telling this stuff.
Yeah.
On Spotify, you can you can also leave the comments on Spotify. You can give us 5 stars. You can do it on Apple Podcast, and subscribe everywhere you are listening or watching to a podcast. And we'll see you the next time.
We used to be friends. At least that was back then. We used to be more than that. But you fell in love with a broken heart. We've been through this before. Life is just like a